call this meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. This is a regular session meeting of the governing body of the Borough of Bloomingdale, Tuesday, December 18th, 2012. At this time, I ask everyone to please rise as Boy Scout Troop 86 presents the colors, leads our pledge, and I ask everyone to please remain standing for a moment of silence for those lives lost in the tragic events in Newtown, Connecticut.
God salute or hand over your heart for the Pledge of Allegiance. Flag face. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor Downey.
Here.
Councilmember Shipley.
Present.
Councilmember Conklin has to be excused this evening for emergency. D'Amato.
Here.
Councilwoman Tucci also had to be excused in emergency. Shortman. Here. Yazdi.
Here.
This is an official meeting. Also with us is our clerk, Jane McCarthy, and our attorney, Fred Semro, will be here momentarily. This is an official meeting of the governing body of the Borough of Bloomingdale on January 4th, 2012. Public notification of the date, time, and place of this official meeting was faxed and mailed to all local news media and posted in the Borough Hall. As per state fire code, I am required to acknowledge there are two emergency exits, the exit which you walk through, and exit to my left. If an emergency was to arise, please walk orderly through those doors, down the stairs, and out of the building. If anyone has a question on that code, please raise your hand at this time. There's no need for early executive. Any motion to remove an agenda item? That's your request?
Actually,
November 27th?
Yes.
All right, when we do consent agenda, I'll bring that up. We're going to go a little out of order. What I'd like to do first, and then we'll go to public comment, is do a presentation. At our last meeting, those who were here, we recognized our first responders, our volunteer groups, our fire department, police department, all of our groups in town who were such a tremendous assistance to our borough during Hurricane Sandy. And I did state that at our next meeting, which is this evening, we would honor two young men who took their own time and came to help the borough. And before I can tell you what they did and how they helped, I'd ask Brendan Schumacher, please come up, and David Silver. How are you guys? Good? Good. These two Boy Scouts, the Saturday and Sunday, one of the 2 days before, maybe both days before the hurricane, on their own time came to our DPW yard and assisted filling hundreds and hundreds of bags, sandbags, for our residents, for our business owners, which was just a great task. And on behalf of the borough, we thank both of you for your great efforts. So it gives me great pleasure and great pride to present to each of you, and I will read the inscription, a certificate of appreciation presented to Brendan Shoemaker and David Simmel. Your achievement in assisting the borough during Hurricane Sandy reflects itself in the pride of the community. Best wishes for a successful future, presented this 18th day December 2012, by myself, the Mayor of Bloomingdale, and the governing body. Brenda, thank you very much. David, thank you. And a borough pin for each of you to wear proudly. Thanks again for your help. And I know we can call on you again when we need you. Thank you. I'd like to just thank the entire troop, those of you who are here tonight to present the colors, our leaders, here, for all that you do for the borough and for the youth of our borough. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. At this time, I just need a motion to go to early public comment.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak to an agenda item, please come on up, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, do I have a motion to close?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, continuing and going out of order, I'd like to move item 16A, adoption of resolution 2012-11, 2012, 12.1, approval of liquor license transfer for liquor license 1601-44-004, Bloomingdale Discount Liquors. Our attorney has okayed this transfer, and I want to do this because we have with us the retiring owner of Bloomingdale Liquors, affectionately known as Steve, my buddy, and the new owners and their representation. Gentlemen, if you'd like to come up. This will be a quick motion. I don't believe there will be any public hearing for it.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir. How are you?
Council, Manuel Sanchez on behalf of the applicants, Judy Frischman and Mr. Patel. I'm representing them in the purchase of a license and transfer, and Mr. Ross is here with us more. I'm here for whatever questions or clarifications.
Again, I'll open to the governing body, but I'll just preface by saying first, Steve, thank you for your, how many years? 26 years of service and carrying, my wife's favorite, single malt scotch. So. But no, and I wish you well in retirement. Steve is a hardworking man. This was his second full-time job for many years. Put many of his children through medical school as a result of his hard work. And we wish you health and happiness to you and Sharon. Thank you. Gentlemen, welcome to Bloomingdale. I look forward to the ribbon cutting. So when do you actually take ownership?
More than likely tomorrow, closing is scheduled for tomorrow.
So sometime between now and the new year, I'll stop by, and if you council member, whoever can join me, we'll do an official grand opening if you'd be so kind to allow us to do so. Yes?
Mr. Mayor, just for the record, the application is in order. There are no objections. I can see the tax card certificates.
Okay, so can I have a motion to approve the transfer?
So moved. Second.
And is there any further discussion? Other than, good luck, good luck.
Right, I'd like to compliment Jane McCarthy on really working with Bloomingdale was really a pleasure, and I thank her for cooperation. I know that Mr. Sanchez experienced the same thing.
I echo those sentiments. The cooperation that we received was quite good.
And it speaks well to the town when someone like Jane does all the work, does the right way. It really looks good for
Well,
us.
thank you for those kind words. We're extremely proud of Jane and her years of service. Thank you, Jane. So can I have a roll call to make this official?
Councilmembers Tomato,
Yes.
Schiffman,
Yes.
Shortman. Yes. Yazdi.
Yes.
Thank you very
Very
much.
good. Thank you. All right.
Acknowledge Mayor Tomas.
Enjoy your retirement.
Very good. Welcome, guys. See you soon. Okay. Okay, are there any reports from the governing body? Thank you, Scott. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
May I have it on?
I attended a educational, New Jersey Legal Municipality Educational Foundation. They put together a training on New Jersey's infrastructure and what is needed, how to fund it last Wednesday. And just to sum it up, it was right down our alley. There were members of all the utilities, gas and electric, and water, and they went into history of how important infrastructure is to every aspect of everyone's existence life, right? Getting on the roads to be able to get to work. You have to have lights in order to do our jobs. And just how important infrastructure is. And it ended with there was a gentleman, David Zimmer, from New Jersey Environmental Infrastructure Trust, who works hand in hand with Department with DEP, and they fund projects. Right at the end of all of the presentations, he told us about this small funding mechanism which they lend you money, and the way it works out, they actually approve you put in for a project, and if the project gets approved for small towns, they forgive up to 50% of the principal. So it works out to be a nice way of getting a grant. They can't call it a grant, give out loans, but they call it a principal forgiveness. So it was very interesting. I've had several conversations with him since then. Hopefully set up a meeting to meet with him first couple of weeks in January and get the ball rolling.
Involved in our engineer, obviously.
We've all been an engineer and just talking through the process.
Thank you very much.
I also have a report. The committee for the Riverwalk focus study met with Kathleen Karen, the director of County Open Space, and our engineer, and Burgess Associates made a really excellent presentation. Where our next step that will take sometime in January is we will invite the owners of the property along the river for their input and for a presentation and for them to view. And hopefully before too many months, we will invite the public to a general meeting to see what the proposals are and the focus study is. I just have to compliment Paul Domofowski and Ed Schnekis from Burgess Associates. They have been excellent in following through on this information, gathering more information from the committee, and this is our third meeting, so it really is quite an interesting document, and I really sure we'll all appreciate having it.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? I'll just wrap up some of the administrative items to keep everyone informed. The Open Space Master Plan, which has been up for review since 2010, was just referred by the Planning Board back to the Environmental Commission. So we hope in the first part of the new year that will be adopted and updated as it needs to be every 6 years. Thursday, I have a meeting here at Borough Hall at 1:30 with Kathleen Karen from the County Open Space Board to discuss the county open space master plan. Councilman Shortman, if you're available, I just booked this morning. 1:30 here. If anyone's available, more than welcome. They're interviewing every municipality for input on the county's open space plan. And I know Councilwoman with Friendship Park has been trying to sit with them, and we can make it pretty much know your position. We want to move that along. And then they're going to be hosting public hearings, and are going to review some dates with Jane where they can use our facilities to have the up-county public hearings on the open space plan. Thursday at 9 a.m., same day, I have a meeting with Burgess. We were awarded $50,000 from the Highlands Council to study redevelopment in the Highlands. So I will be sitting with Burgess to discuss the directive, which we spoke about a lot last year with the redevelopment of Union Ave and Main Street. And the good news is we have the funding mechanism to achieve this, which is important to the growth we want to see.
That's an additional 50,000? Because I know we.
No, that's good. That's what we were awarded through Highlands Council for planning.
I thought we had spent that. We didn't.
No, this is additional. We spent that on where we are today on the Highlands process. Yeah. A new garbage truck is in, waiting on title to then get a DEP sticker on the road. We have 5 vehicles that will be on the auction block on the auction website by week's end. So we're bringing a little revenue on 5 older vehicles. Paving in town has begun, behind schedule because of the hurricane, put things back. Min and Morse Lakes Road were paved with Jeffries and Knowles, hopefully to begin next week. The water tank painting is completed, is to be back online tomorrow. It took 2 weeks to refill, and it'll be back online tomorrow. Lakeside Ave is coming to a close. They're looking to tie in the new line tomorrow, and then starting the connection to some homes for that water replacement. We're in constant contact with FEMA. They were here today to discuss with Al Gallagher additional documentation they needed on equipment time and straight time. So we're moving that along so we can realize the reimbursement in early 2013. We received a few proposals for the RFPs we requested on auditor and insurance risk consultant. And anyone wish to review those, they're upstairs. We can review them prior to appointment. We've also re-advertised the employee for assistant to CFO / tax office. Deadline for applications are this Friday, the 21st, and we received many. So once, I'm hoping to interview in the first week we can have in January, once we have our committees formed at reorg, Gov Operations Committee, whichever will I'd like to be part of it, maybe John, Linda, whoever would like to be part of it, the interview process. We'll narrow it to 4 or 5 and then go from there. And we received roughly $600,000 last week for utility permit fees from Avalon Bay, with approximately another $500,000 coming in February, and that is purely utility, sewer and water fees, which again, we will look in 13 to invest in infrastructure as we stated we would. Okay, just an update on some key items there. You were copied on our water department report in your folder. Jane, do you have anything?
Just to thank all the residents for responsible toys last night.
Okay, yeah, thank you for doing that. There was quite a bit of toys, and I appreciate your hard work. Need a motion to move the consent agenda. We are, though, removing the minutes from November 27th for the request of our attorney. So the motion to remove the consent agenda will be in its entirety with the exclusion of the minutes from November 27th, 2012. Do I have that motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
New pending business, adoption resolution 2012-12.2, change order for Woodward Ave improvements. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second. And any discussion? And roll call, please.
Councilmembers Schiff,
Yes.
Short,
Yes.
Yasti,
Yes.
Tomato.
Yes. Adoption resolution 2012-12.3, acceptance of maintenance bond for Henry Street, release of performance bond, and acceptance of the project for the sidewalks. Then we will reimburse for our reimbursement from the community development block grant from the county on that project. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Short,
Yes.
Yasti,
Yes.
Tomato.
Yes.
Schiff.
Yes.
I'm good. Item D, second and final reading.
On the pending.
Yeah, that was just our pending.
Right, one thing I have a question on the pending list. Or maybe it's not on the pending list.
Put it
But
on.
on the flood mitigation on Main Street,
Yes,
we have a deadline when we can go in the river when we have to get out of it.
correct.
It's a class A.
Right, we can't begin until March 15th-ish.
Right,
It's going out to bid in January,
okay.
to be awarded in February, to begin in March, and be done before June.
Very good. Yeah, I just didn't want to.
No, Paul's on top of that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we were hoping to do it last year, and then we even not allow us
Yeah, I know that.
because of the trout.
Yep, okay, good enough.
For the record, hello, Fred. 723, Fred Zimmer. I'm sorry, item D, second and final reading and public hearing on the following ordinance 21, 2012, Lakeland Regional Solid Waste. Public notice statement, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this ordinance is proposed to municipal law, published in the Herald News. A copy of the notice to the public, so a motion may be made and be read by title.
And who makes that motion?
So moved.
Second, please. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance to dissolve the Lakeland Regional Solid Waste Management Authority.
And just for the record, we had put the brakes on this initially. Fred wanted to do a little more homework on it, but since that time, we've actually received our refund from this authority of $3,600 to that effect. Back in the 70s, they put an ordinance together with Upper County towns. We're going to form an authority. It never went anywhere. This is a formality simply for the state. Regardless of our position, it's been dissolved. We need to formalize it on our end. Okay, I'm sorry. Is there a motion open to public?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak to ordinance 21, 2012, please come up. See no one, motion to close.
So moved.
Second?
And I need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We need to vote once. I'm just moving along.
Councilmember Giassi.
Yes.
D'Amato.
Yes, sorry.
Schiffman.
Yes.
Short.
Yes.
Second and final reading and public hearing on ordinance 24, 2012, amending fire department code. Public notice statement, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this ordinance was posted in the municipal building, published in the Herald News. Copies available to the public. A motion shall be made that be read by title.
Who makes that motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance amending Chapter 2-39 Fire Department of the Code of the Borough of Bloomingdale.
And now I need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Anyone wishing to speak to ordinance 24, 2012, please come up, state your name and address for the record. See no one. Do I have a...
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And now I need a motion
So
to
moved.
adopt.
We'll wait for this.
Last meeting, once they get the heck out. Roll call.
Councilmembers D'Amato.
Yes.
Schiffman.
Yes.
Short.
Yes.
Giassi.
Yes.
16, we already dealt with item A. Item B, acceptance of letter from Sandra Caparata indicating her retirement as of December 31st, 2012. Need a motion on that to accept?
So moved. Second.
Any further discussion other than, just an incredible thank you to Sandy for all her years of service. She was quite the worker and will be missed in this borough for sure. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 2012-12.3, payment of the bills. I'm sorry, 4, payment of the bills. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Schiffman.
Yes.
Short.
Yes.
Giassi.
Yes.
D'Amato.
Yes.
Item D, adoption resolution for tax office, tax court refund, two tax lien certificates. Do I have that motion?
Resolutions 12.5, 12.6.
Who makes that motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Item E, tis the season for water main breaks. Need a motion for adoption of resolution 2012-12.8, water main break at Elizabeth and Catherine Street. To declare it an emergency. Do I have a motion?
What was this?
It's just a resolution for an emergency. Sorry? I don't believe we had I'm sorry, yeah, 7530. $7,530 for that repair.
What was it, John?
It was a water main break. Think about it, we had at Lakeside, we had Old Ridge, which we authorized full replacements. We had First Street,
Main Street.
Main Street. Now this wasn't recent, this one? Yeah,
Same one as
yeah, it
Main
was
Street.
December 4th.
It was the same night. It was the next day. That was the other
This was
one.
December 4th. Okay, there's a motion on it, is there a motion?
So moved.
a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? And other than, as I stated, we have some permit money in from Avalon Bay, and that's exactly the kind of thing that needs to go into infrastructure. Start repairing some of these things more than just Band-Aids. Roll call.
Councilmember Shortman. Yes. Yasi.
Yes.
Tomato.
Yes.
Schiffman.
Yes.
Any non-agenda items? Sorry. Yes.
Oh, yes, the court clerk asked if I could do a resolution for uncashed refunds or prepare the resolutions in the books.
All right, we'll have that public comment if anyone wishes to.
Right. And there was the property business.
Non-agenda.
Okay, so we will be, there's two non-agenda items. One is the resolution to reimburse a total of $60, three various refunds on cash checks, and the property maintenance report you've all been copied on. So that will be introduced. Now does the public, I need a motion to open public comment on those non-agenda items.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Is anyone in the public wish to speak to these over 6-month uncashed refund checks or the property maintenance report? See no one, a motion to close.
So moved. Second.
And the only one that needs action is the resolution. I need a motion for resolution 2012 12.9, authorizing municipal court to receive uncashed refunds. Who makes that motion?
So moved.
Roll call.
Councilmember Yasi.
Yes.
Tomato. Schiffman.
Yes.
Shortman.
Yes.
Now we're late public comment at 7:30. Oh my. Yes. Well, I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, before you go to late public comment, I just want, one other report I should have given.
Yes, you should.
I met with our chief of police this morning. I was concerned about, some of the events over the last weekend in Newtown, Connecticut, this past Friday, and just wanted to understand, what safety measures do we have in place. And he made me feel very comfortable. I just want the public to know that we are thinking about those types of things. He actually had a meeting with Board of Ed, with the superintendent of the school this morning, and there will be a communication going home with the kids either tomorrow or the day after. Just talking about some of the safety measures that are in place today that are happening. So look for that as it comes up. Just want to
Yes, no, thank you for doing that. Late public comment, then there'll be a few things after that. Do I have a motion to go to late public comment?
So moved.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak to anything? Please come up, take your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
We had public notice, made notice on late executive session, but there's no need at this time to hold that. Wait till the new year. And therefore there'll be no action. For the public, we have our governing body schedule so far, which will be, the annual schedule will be approved at our reorganization meeting, but our reorganization, because of how the calendar fell, normally on the 1st we just swear in the new members, and then within 7 days, we usually falls within 7 days, we have our reorg where we do the appointments, the various resolutions. But there are some resolutions that are required by law we need to do the first 7 days of the year. So the first will be the swearing in of our new councilmen, and then a few various resolutions that must be done. Then we'll have our work session on January 8th, and that is the evening we will be doing all the appointments, both professional and volunteer held in town. So the 8th at 1 p.m. is the swearing in, and I'm sorry, the 1st at 1 p.m., and then January 8th at 7 p.m. is our work session meeting for new business of the new year as well as the appointments. And before we adjourn, we were tonight here to thank and honor Councilman Schiffman and Councilwoman Touche, who served 3 years on the governing body, and Councilwoman Touche had an emergency come up, so we hope to have her back in the new year. I'm sure she says she may be here, but we got out so quick. If she doesn't make it in the next, couple minutes, we will have her back in the second meeting in January to give her a presentation. And Councilman Schiffman, in his shy and humble ways, did not want a plaque, and therefore he's not getting a plaque. He didn't want a plaque. And I knew if we bucked him and got him one anyway, he would not have been a happy camper.
That's right.
So, no plaque for you. But Councilman, prior to being on the council, serving together, and after, we will be friends, we are neighbors. I didn't agree a lot up here, although we agreed, some of the time. Respect you, respect your opinions. I often pick your brain, that I call you a lot with lake matters in our association and various things in your field. So, as a friend, I thank you. As the mayor, I thank you for your 3 years of hard work, and truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I don't know if you wanted to say anything in your quiet and humble ways.
Well, what I'd like to say is that good luck to the new council people coming in. Few things. In 3 years, I learned a lot about politics and what it's about. And to tell you the truth, I dislike it. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my forte. One of the things that really disturbed me about it is the forum and how the people of this town can downplay the elected officials that are up here and hide behind alias names and don't take responsibility for their action. That just bothers me, how something like that can be put out there. If I was a person that was looking to buy a house in the town of Bloomingdale, and I read some of the stuff that is on this forum, I would run away from Bloomingdale. It's disgusting. I don't know how people can put this on there and how they can hide behind this stuff and fictitious names. It's a shame that these newspapers can do this. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
But I agree with you on those form things. I go on there to reply to those.
It's not right, John.
You know, post my name, but it is what it is. And
Well, it shouldn't be that, and it's not good for the town. It's not good for the community.
I agree.
It's sad.
The good news is it's less than 6 people. And I think it's 3, but they all use 2 now. So. But I agree. It's big at times. But again, in all sincerity, thank you. And
Thank you.
I know we'll be working in other capacities in the future. Anyone else? Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, Jane, working with you. All of you. Thank you very much.
If you change your mind on the plaque, you can always come back.
No.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'd like to wish everyone a very happy holiday and extremely happy and healthy 2013. I look forward to 2013 with our new councilmen, Mike and Rich, and to continue the progress of the borough. So I'd like to thank the public who attends and is engaged, and again, I hope that stays on, and we have crowds and the interest going forward. So thank you to everyone, and enjoy your holidays. And can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.